It is a Saturday afternoon in the middle of summer. You have just finished mowing, the red push mower is cooling in the garage, and you are standing at the edge of the driveway looking back over the yard. And something is off. The grass looks gray-brown at the tips, like it got scorched. There is more clover this week than there was last week. And that patch of crabgrass by the mailbox has doubled since the 4th of July. You mow every week, right on schedule. And somehow the lawn looks a little worse every time you do it. Here's the thing. In an awful lot of yards, the mower is not maintaining the lawn. The mower is quietly wrecking it, and it comes down to 3 things almost nobody checks before they pull that starter cord. All 3 of them together take less than 20 minutes, and not one of them costs more than a few dollars. Stay with me all the way to the end, because the third one, the one about a single inch on your mower deck, comes down to one specific thing sunlight does to a crabgrass seed. Once you hear it, you will never mow the same way again. I'm Larry Mitchell. For 25 years, I ran the lawn and garden counter at our town's hardware store, and I watched every bag and bottle come across that counter. I saw what folks returned, what they bought again, and what actually fixed their yards. These days, I keep my own lawn here in Ohio, and my wife Diane says it's my second marriage. Now I want you to think about how we all learned to mow. Nobody taught us. We watched our dads push a mower around. We bought whatever machine was on sale at the hardware store, and we ran it on whatever setting it came with from the factory. And when the weeds showed up, we blamed the weeds. Back at the counter, I watched the same movie every single spring. A fellow would come in around May, mad about crabgrass, and buy a jug of crabgrass killer. Next May, same fellow, same weed, another jug. Some of those men bought that same product from me for 15 years straight. The store loved it. I never did. Because in most of those yards, the weed killer was mopping the floor while the faucet was still running. The mower was the faucet. Every week it was tearing the grass instead of cutting it, shaving the lawn down too short, and blowing seed heads from one end of the yard to the other like a farmer planting rows. You cannot spray your way out of a problem your mower creates every Saturday from April to October. But you can fix the mower side of it in one afternoon for less than a tank of gas, and that is exactly what we are going to do together today. 3 checks, in order, before the next time you mow. And hold that thought about sunlight and the crabgrass seed, because when we get to it, it is going to explain every frustrating July you have ever had. Now, these 3 checks are the front porch of a much bigger plan. I finally sat down and wrote out, called Larry's 30-Day Weed Kill Protocol. It is the exact day-by-day system I follow to wipe out clover, crabgrass, dandelions, and the rest in 30 days, and to keep them from coming back. I wrote it for homeowners who are tired of fighting the same weeds every single season. It is 88 pages, no fluff, just the plan, in the same friendly step-by-step style we use here on the lawn. It walks you through identifying the big 7 lawn killers early, assembling your arsenal of tools and products on a sensible budget, my trusted tenacity system, organic and pet-safe alternatives that work without harsh chemicals, and my month-by-month prevention calendar so you always know what to do next. It costs $17, marked down from $47. $17. That is less than 1 jug of name-brand crabgrass killer. And for a lot of you, it is the last confusing bottle you will ever buy. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up. Give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time. There is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. All right, phone down, gloves on. Let's walk through it together, starting with check number 1. Check number 1 is the 5-minute walk. Before the mower ever leaves the garage, you walk the whole yard. Slow, like you're looking for a lost ring. Most folks skip this because it feels like doing nothing. It is the most valuable 5 minutes of your whole mowing day, and here is why. You're looking for seed heads. In spring, that means dandelions that have gone from yellow flowers to those white puffballs standing on a green lawn. Every one of those puffballs is holding somewhere around 100 seeds and more, and each seed rides a little parachute. Now picture what a mower does to that puffball. The blade under that deck is spinning at close to 200 miles an hour at the tip, and it moves air like a leaf blower. You are not cutting those seeds. You are launching them. One pass over a seeding dandelion, and you have planted next spring's crop across half the yard, evenly, like you meant to do it. Later in the summer, the thing to hunt for is crabgrass seed heads. They look like skinny green fingers spread out from the top of the plant, usually along the driveway, the sidewalk, and the mailbox where the soil runs hot. A single healthy crabgrass plant can put out tens of thousands of seeds in one season. Mow through those seed heads with a mulching mower, and you are not mowing at all. You are broadcasting seed, free of charge, into every thin spot you have. So here is what you do when the walk turns something up. If you find seeding dandelions, pick the puffballs by hand before you mow. Just snap the stems and drop them in a bucket. Take your time, there is no rush. If the crabgrass has pushed up seed heads, switch your mower to the bag for that week. That is the bag, not the mulch plug, just for the weeks when seed heads are standing. The clippings with the seed in them go out with the yard waste, instead of back into your soil. And if you are planning to spot treat a broadleaf weed, a broadleaf just means the wide leaf weeds like dandelion and clover. Do that spraying about 2 days before you mow, not after. The product works through the leaves, so the weed needs its full leaves standing up to catch it. Mow first and you have just carried away the very surface the spray was supposed to land on. Whatever bottle you use, read the label in the garage before you mix a drop, and keep the kids and the dog off the treated spots for as long as that label says. The label is the law of the lawn, and the fellow who wrote it knows the product better than I do. One more thing while you are out on that walk, and this one connects straight into our second check. Pick up everything that is not grass. Sticks, stones, the dog's tennis ball, the grandkids' toys. Every stick and pebble that goes under that deck takes a bite out of your blade. And that brings us to the check that surprised more customers at my counter than any other. Because the number one thing wrecking most lawns is not a weed at all. It is a piece of steel spinning under the mower, and I can prove it to you with your own grass. Check number 2 is the blade test. Here is how you run it, and you do not even have to touch the mower yet. A day or two after your next mow, walk out onto the lawn and kneel down. Get your nose about a foot from the grass and look at the cut tips. A sharp blade leaves a clean, level cut, like scissors through paper. A dull blade leaves tips that are frayed, shredded, and turning white or gray-brown at the very end. If your whole lawn has a dull grayish haze a couple days after mowing, that haze is thousands and thousands of torn grass tips drying out in the sun. Think of it like a tomato on the kitchen counter. Slice it with a sharp kitchen knife, and you get a clean cut that holds together. Now push a butter knife through it. You do not cut that tomato. You crush it and tear it. A dull mower blade is a butter knife going through your lawn 3,000 times a minute. And torn grass is hurt grass. Every ragged tip is an open wound. In July heat, those wounds bleed moisture the plant cannot spare, so the lawn browns out faster between rains. Those same ragged tips are an open door for lawn diseases, the kind that show up as spreading brown patches you cannot explain. And a hurt, stressed lawn does the one thing you never want it to do. It thins out. Thin turf means bare soil, and bare soil is a lit vacancy sign for every weed seed in the neighborhood. So the crabgrass by your mailbox may not have beaten your grass in a fair fight. Your blade may have softened the grass up first. Now, the fix. And this is the part that costs almost nothing. First, and I mean always first, pull the spark plug wire off the engine before your hands go anywhere near that blade. That is the rubber cap on the wire at the front of the engine. Pull it off first, every time, no exceptions. A mower that cannot spark cannot start. Then tip the mower on its side with the air filter facing up, so gas does not run where it should not. From there, you have two roads. If you are handy, take the blade off with a wrench, clamp it in a vise, and bring the edge back with a file or a grinder, keeping the factory angle. If you would rather not, do what half my old customers did. Carry the blade to your local hardware store. Most of them will sharpen and balance it for around $10, and you will have it back the same day. $10. How often? Twice a season for a typical yard. Once around Memorial Day and once around the middle of summer, or any time that gray haze shows back up on the tips. It is simpler than you think, and your lawn will look greener one mow later, because it is no longer wearing a coat of dead, torn tips. So now you have walked the yard, and your blade cuts clean. That handles the tearing and the seed spreading. But it leaves the biggest one of all, and it is the one I promised you at the start. Check number 3 is a single inch on your mower deck. Remember that one specific thing sunlight does to a crabgrass seed. We are one step away from it now, and this is the step that decides whether that mailbox patch comes back next July. Check number 3 is your cutting height. Go out to the driveway right now, or after the video, and measure where your mower actually cuts. Spark plug wire off first, same rule as before. Set the mower on the flat concrete. Then take a tape measure and check the distance from the concrete up to the edge of the blade. I will tell you what most folks find, because I heard it at the counter for 25 years. Most mowers roll out of the factory set somewhere around 2 inches, and most homeowners never touch that lever. For the cool season grasses, most of us grow up north. The bluegrasses, the rye, the fescues. That is too short. Too short by a full inch or more. Your target is 3 to 3.5 inches. That is 3 inches at the shortest. 3.5 if your summers run hot. On most mowers, that means moving the little lever at each wheel up a notch or two, and make sure all 4 wheels match so the deck sits level. While the tape measure is out, learn the one rule that governs every single mow. Never cut off more than 1/3 of the grass blade at a time. 1/3. So if the lawn is standing at 4.5 inches, you can take it down to 3 in one pass. But if vacation got away from you and it is standing at 6 inches, do not drag it all the way down in one afternoon. Take it to 4, wait 3 or 4 days, then take it to 3. Cutting more than 1/3 at once shocks the plant, stalls the roots, and turns the whole yard pale for a week. 2 easy mows beat 1 brutal one. Every time. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, because I heard it across the counter 1,000 times. Larry, if I mow it taller, I will just be mowing more often. And I would always answer the same way. Maybe 1 extra mow a month in the spring flush. But look at what you are buying with it. Taller grass grows deeper roots, and deeper roots find water your neighbor's scalped lawn cannot reach in August. That is why in the dog days, the shaved lawns on the street go brown and crunchy, while the taller lawns stay green. But drought toughness is only half the story. The other half is the secret I have been holding since the top of this video, and it is time to pay it off. Here is what sunlight does to a crabgrass seed. Right now, in the top 1/4 inch of your soil, there are crabgrass seeds waiting. Thousands of them, dropped in past summers, and they can sit there patiently for years. A crabgrass seed will not sprout just because it feels like it. It is waiting for 2 signals, and it needs both of them together. The first signal is warmth. The soil at the surface has to warm up into the mid-50s and beyond, day after day. The second signal, and this is the part almost nobody ever explains, is light. Direct sunlight has to actually reach that seed at the soil line. Light striking the seed flips its switch. No light, no sprout, no matter how warm the summer gets. Now picture 2 lawns side by side in June. The first lawn is cut at 2 inches. Sun pours straight down between those short blades, hits the bare soil, warms it up fast, and lights up every waiting seed like a greenhouse. That is the lawn growing crabgrass by the 4th of July. The second lawn is cut at 3.5 inches. Those taller blades lean and overlap into a canopy, like a little forest. Down at the soil line it is shaded and noticeably cooler, and the light never reaches the seed. The seed never gets its signal. It just sits there, waiting for a chance you never give it. So when you raise that deck 1 single inch, you are not just cutting the grass differently. You are running a natural crabgrass preventer across your whole yard every week, all season, for free. The men who kept the finest turf in this country have mowed tall for generations. And that shade at the soil line is the quiet reason why. That inch on the lever is the difference between fighting crabgrass every July and simply never inviting it up out of the ground. And that right there is the difference between battling weeds every year and being done with them. Mowing tall shuts the door on the new seeds, and the rest of the plan clears out everything already standing. That whole plan is written out day by day in Larry's 30-day weed kill protocol. Identifying the big 7 early, the 7-day elimination blitz to knock down what you have got, the pet-safe alternatives, the prevention fortress to keep it all from coming back, and the month-by-month calendar, all in one 88-page book. $17, down from $47, against the pile of bottles it replaces every single spring. That is the easiest math on your whole street. Now go ahead and grab your phone and open up your camera, the same one you use to take pictures. Point it at that square code on your screen and hold it steady for a second. A little link will pop up, give it a tap, and it will take you straight to the book. And if you are watching on your phone right now, the link is waiting for you right down below in the description. Take your time, there is no rush at all. I'll wait right here. So before you mow again, it is 3 things in order. Walk it, sharpen it, and raise it. Now tell me in the comments which weed is winning in your yard right now. Clover, crabgrass, dandelions, name it. I read every single one. And next time, I am going to show you the $10 kitchen thermometer trick the old golf course keepers used to time their crabgrass preventer to the exact week the soil wakes those seeds up. Because put down too early or too late, that expensive bag does almost nothing. You've got this, neighbor. I'll see you out on the lawn.